Yes, we made it. As we get trolled. And Team Secret wins, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's chat has won Clash Night.
It's totally doable for Mura. Come on, Mura. It's a first place. And there we go. Well deserved for Mura. He was first with 3 seconds lead at the third lap. And is finishing first.
Spam currently still holding the lead. Pack in second position. Can Pack make something of the identity happen? Aurel dropping a little bit as well through the identity. It's going to be looking super close here. Tween up to P6 temporarily. He's up into P8 now. It's going to be close. Oh, he's going to be down. It's going to be done for Tween, I think. Spam wins. Con Jr. P2. Pack in P3. Pack in P2. Sniping Con Jr. at the line at the end. Con Jr. third with the fastest snipe of the race. We got Reelu in P4, Brent P5, Aurel 6, Alfie 7th, and Mara in P8. 7 points lost for Link, 19 lost for Tween.
At the moment in the green. In fight with Link. Maybe more speed from Mura going inside. What that outside line in the last turn. Oh my goodness.
RS, du coup ça va arriver, mais du coup faites pas 5 RS en minute. Oh, Karl qui a touché. Oh, c'est dur là.
Sur le premier tour, ça va être très compliqué à récupérer ça du côté de Karl.
Ouais, alors là il va devoir go insane pour attraper 2 secondes. Hein.
Ouais, il a 2 secondes 24, peut-être même un petit peu plus là, je crois.
Oh, il est loin, il a 0.3 de retard là. Ah, ça va être dur, ça va être dur. Oh, il y a un reset. Oui. C'est pas Pou. C'est pas Pou. C'est pas Pou. C'est pas Pou.
C'est incroyable.
There were definitely a lot of highlights in the last step. Step number 3 we had last week, and now we have step number 4. And welcome to all of you guys, also from my side. My name is Luckers Turbo, and I'm again your host for this Trackmania Grand League evening. You have the date here on Valentine's Day. Your special date is Luckers Turbo, right? But I'm also getting joined in or accompanied by Marius, and yeah, hopefully I'll have a good time. Since I certainly have I had a little bit of headache today, but I mean, all good, you know. I mean, I was at a friend's house yesterday. We he like, I hate it, you know, when you're in a room and people smoke hookah in that room, and even if you don't smoke that, you get I got such a terrible headache from that today. That was really, it was such a terrible headache for me. But I mean, it's fine now because I was eating something, and you know, but I just hate that so much. But anyways, let's go back to the topic here. I mean, I was a bit wondered why Pack didn't make it into the actual highlight video, but I mean, Muda with an insane performance, of course, has yeah, definitely, or deserves definitely to be in that series twice, because he won ahead of Pack on that last map. I mean, I don't know why you cannot mention that, but probably it's normal already that Mr. Thomas Cole is just playing that insanely good. I don't know, guys, but it's just cool to see that yeah, the heat is going up in the steps. I mean, we've seen weird maps 5 and 6, and today there will be also very weird. There's a backwards map coming up for a map for map number 6, so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Marius is also there to give us a little bit of more inside view, because he is certainly a very good backwards player. And also, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself as a good backwards player, but we can definitely give you guys some knowledge about that. Okay, so today on the menu is, of course, I want to talk a little bit about the step, like I'm doing it right now. Step 3, things that will come up, and then also look into the standings, into the maps, like always. Okay, wait a minute, I have to do that one, damn it, because we don't want to do the quiz just yet. So, I mean, we have Papu and Bran really stepping up in the last step, if we take a look into the standings later. But, I mean, they still lost their points. Papu was able to stabilize it, but Brand, again, so far behind. And, I mean, it's, again, the point system controversy, and I've casted a tournament yesterday with a better point system where you're not getting, get to lose all your points when you're a 9th, because I think that is a really, really crucial thing. Okay, so actually, I have to swap that here. I was not seeing that. Okay, so now it's correct because we see Slalom and Switcheroo. I think Peck's best maps. I think he has won every round there, if I recall it correctly, as the opening maps today. So those will be really cool maps. Again, Slalom, one of the harder maps, I would say, that we've seen thus far, with the identity being this ice section we have to turn around. And then Switcheroo, probably one of the fastest maps that we have seen, and also one of the shortest maps, with the W overlap is like 56, 57-ish seconds, so pretty short of a map. Okay, I mean, I've already announced those things here that I was talking about, but I think, I mean, it's fine about this step, because the highlight video actually summarizes it pretty well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, present the maps to you. So we also have here ToThePeak and Frozen Fridges being the maps that will be played at maps number 3 and 4. There people can lose 50% of their points, so not 100% this time, but the order has been changed. ToThePeak was of course map number 6 and is now map number 3, and Frozen Fridges was map number 5 and is now map number 4, so they just swap order. So very cool maps though. I really like them, but I mean, they have some sweet bitter taste a little bit, because they are not that easy, let's say like that. Especially when you make a mistake on ToThePeak, you need to respawn, but also the ice section. The ice section that really broke Riolu last step. He just respawned a little bit too late. He didn't realize it that much, and that's where he lost 41 points. In general, we've seen so much point loss on those maps. Also the controversy with Kappa on Frozen Fridges, where he lost 36 points, if I recall it correctly. But I mean, things like that can happen, and I think it's clear in the rulebook that if you DC in the midst of a round, that players have already driven one round, then you cannot do it anymore. I don't know, but this created some controversy, and hopefully that Kappa will do very well, because the standing looks very interesting, that I'm gonna go into later, just after I have shown you the actual other maps. So whoops and reversing are the new maps, with whoops being also a map that utilizes the ice, and it's probably one of the easier maps, you think. But this identity, yeah, you know, if you accelerate, and you accelerate fast, and you're good on a map, let's say like that, your car gears up. On whoops is the fact that you don't want to gear up, you want to have a certain amount of speed. You want to have a certain amount of speed for that exact identity pass. It's a long straight with jumps that you have to clear. And I think if you lose speed there, because it's a rather simple map, except the ice, it will be, disaster. So again, a very fast-paced map, and then reversing, well, the identity can also break you there. We're gonna go into the map presentation, of course, later, but I'm gonna go into my predictions now. I'm gonna go into my predictions, and I think those predictions will actually surprise you. I think they will surprise you, but no, wait. No, first we go into the standings, sorry for that. So the standings are as follows. We can see Carl Jr. and Peck in first and second, then Aurel on P3, almost dividing the points by Peck by 2. And he has 89 points, so it's safe to say that Peck and Carl Jr. have already qualified to the playoffs, and they can solidify their top 3 position with a very good step now. So I think they're gonna declare it under themselves, but Carl Jr. of course wasn't really that much affected from the point loss, and Peck is just playing absolutely insane. I just have to say that. I expect like a 50+ step from Peck again, but we're gonna see how the new maps will suit him. Then Aurel Muda, also cool to see on P4. Then there's Tween on that Afi and Tween on P5 and 6. Spam and Bren barely making it into the top 8, where Bren, of course, also suffers severely from that point loss, as well as Massa, Scrappy, and Riolu, of course, who's currently occupying P11. But we have also seen changes that the bottom players can still qualify to the actual playoffs. There was a post from Nadeo, so it doesn't really feel like it still does feel like a beta season a little bit, but that's how things are, kind of. And I mean, that's just what I can see as maybe he has to change the title. Wait a minute, can you change the title? Then then if you watch that, please change the title since it is still Velocity Team Tournament Grand Final. I was not considering that, or maybe I have to press F5. Let me check. Okay, never mind. Sorry. If it was a false alarm or something. Sorry, man. Oops, because it was already changed. I just had to F5. All right. So, where was I stopping? Okay. So next up, I mean, Papu, Kappa, Evon, and Gwen are really disappointments for me. I have to say that, but I mean, Papu being a player that had suffered severely from that point loss again. I mean, he has gotten some points last step, but you know, it's like whatever. And also Gwen, he needs to do something. But with that in mind, I have my prediction for today. I think Gwen is winning it. I have a good feeling about Gwen, and also the maps will suit him very well. He's a good player, and I think that he can do it better. I just hope it. I mean, I could just pick Carl Jr. as the first place, or Pack, but I think I'm just going for some sort of bet that is out of the order, you know? Then Pack, I think consistent performance for him, but Gwen will have the upper hand today. And then also, I think that Riolu will have a good step today, since those identities that we're gonna see will suit him very well. Alright, but now we have the step quiz, and hello Bobby Boy and all the other people who are in the chat. Maybe I should wait for the step quiz with for Marius. I'm not sure how far the actual couple of the day is going, but maybe I can wait for him. And I will just explain briefly what the Trackmania Grand League step exactly is if you're watching this for the first time. So let me do this and enjoy the video.
Welcome to a
Oh wait,
Trackmania
damn it.
Grand League step.
There we go.
Let's zoom in
So
on
there's
how
the
a
video,
step
the
works.
explanation of
Each
the
step is
actual
played
step.
under the
Enjoy it.
champion mode, which consists of 6 races taking place on 6 different maps. In each race, the 16 players will start the race at the same time and will execute 6 laps. The player with the best lap time is given 2 extra points for every race. For the first 2 maps, part of the opening phase, players get warmed up and win points according to their position. For maps 3 and 4, things heat up, and the players who finish the race in 9th to 16th place lose half of their points won from the previous maps. Every player still wins points for the maps being played based on their position. For the 2 final maps, the pressure is on and everything is at stake. Players finishing the race in 9th to 16th place lose all the points that they have won so far. In conclusion, step points are fully determined at the end of map 6. And these step points are then added to the global ranking.
All right, there you have it. If you have any more questions about that, tell me, tell the chat, yeah, we certainly can answer you them. So let me actually check if the car skins and everything are loading, but it seems that they are. Yes, the car skin have loaded for me, and hopefully the mod as well, but that's why I just joined the server. So, I mean, that's it kind of for the pre-show, let's say like that. Maybe the chat has something that you can talk about, but in general, I think that this will be a very good step for the one or another player. I think that there's a lot of pressure, of course, on stake, but I think that, yeah, we're gonna see where it all goes now. Papu, Kappa, Evon, and Gwen definitely have to push it, and as well like a person like Riolu, who has already lost a lot of points, as well as Papu and Kappa as well. They have to step it up and just have to get maybe also a little bit lucky in the actual step here. All right. Oh my God, Granadi. Hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much, Granadi, and welcome to all of the people. Currently, I'm just talking a little bit about what I think is actually, yeah, like important for today, since, oh my God, guys. Thank you so much for the raids. And Marius, I will just call you now, so you can join the server. And yeah, Marius, I'm gonna call you on Discord. So because, I mean, if you take a look onto the standing again, let's actually do that together with Marius. thank you so much for the rates, everyone, and welcome in. I'm, of course, Lockers Turbo, and yeah, wait, there is the standing. So maybe we can talk a little bit about that again. And hello, Marius, how's it going?
Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm excited for the next step.
Same.
People are actually hyped for that and trained also from the TMGL players.
Yeah, maybe they have actually. I mean, we have different identities coming up, and I mean, I just opened up the placements again. So what do you think? I mean, we have Riolu, Papu, Kappa, Evon, and Gwen especially who have to push it here. Do you think that the last identity in particular, the backwards identity, will suit a player there particular well or not?
Let me check the records, because I forgot to make this before on the new tracks. I see that Papu has a very good record on the last track. So he's definitely a contender, and he's of course also one of those guys that usually is easily in the top 8 and has to prove it now to climb up there. He was a bit unlucky this season so far. Kappa is having a good time, and it's very close between several players then. Evon, Riolu, Tween. I don't see Gwen, but maybe he's training it offline.
I hope so, because actually I put Gwen today as the person who will win the step actually. I went for a very, very weird bet. I went for Gwen, Pack, and then Riolu as P3. So that's my bet for today. I'm not sure, of course, it's a little bit of a coin flip, you know, but I think that they will take it. I don't know, that's just my gut feeling about it.
Yeah, Riolu is definitely taking the serious today.
Yeah.
That's something we can say. If he didn't stream yesterday in order to practice, he really wants that, and I'm really curious how he will perform.
Same, actually. And we have one more thing to do beforehand. It's the step quiz, and I waited for you for that. Maybe we can do it together.
I did it myself already.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna do it on stream then, okay? Okay.
Alright.
So, there's the quiz. You can see here, there is all the things that I've opened. You can also cheer for your favorite player, of course, in this particular view. It's Pack. You have to connect your Ubisoft Connect account with that. You can see very cool pictures here from the players. And yeah, you can cheer for Pack here, as the link is also like enrolled into the chat here sometimes. And yeah, let's actually go with the step quiz, since I haven't done it. It's 5 minutes of time, okay, for 10 questions. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, who won TMGL Step 3? That's pretty hard, actually. I think Pack has lost 100 points again, but no, it was, of course, Pack this time. So, Pack won this. Who is leading the Trackmania Grand League ranking? It's called Junior. Pack equaled the record for the number of points scored in a single TMGL step held by Papu. Since the Trackmania Winter 2020 season, how many points did he score? He scored 104 points. How many different map winners were there on step 3? So I know that Pack won 3 maps, so it cannot be 5. Spam also won a map, Muda won a map. And I think also, so I think it's 4 map winners we had. Yes. How many different players were able to set a flying lap in step 3? Oh, that's hard. I think it's 4. No, it's, what? It's 6? Oh my god.
Yeah, actually it's 6, I can tell you afterwards.
Okay. So, we have still 5 more questions. Everyone did the best performance of the year on ToThePeak. What was his position? ToThePeak. I think he was... So, he was behind Muda and Pack. I think he was 3rd or 4th. Let's go with 3rd. Okay, perfect. Who are the 2 players with the same number of points in the 8th and 9th place overall? I think it's 40 points, and I think it's between Bren, is it? And I think Massa. Bren and Massa, I think they both have 40 points. Okay. What is the name of the track made by Firestorm, which was used for step 3? Frozen Fridges, yeah? Or did he make ToThePeak? No, he made ToThePeak. To the Fridges, Frozen Peak. Okay. Which chat won the Clash? Team Secret, unfortunately. Okay, Xavier joined the what? Who's that guy? So he doesn't stream for Secret. I don't know. Greasy BDS. Ah, correct. Okay, I got 90% correct. Pork champ. I only got one question wrong. That is absolutely perfect. So, that is very cool. And we also have a clash again between map 2 and 3 this time. So you can check that out again. And yeah, I mean, okay, what do you wanted to talk about actually? About different maps.
Yeah, fastest laps. We had actually 6 different fastest laps guys here in the last step. Pack, as he had 104 points, he only had a single one. Then also Carl Jr. and Gwen had one each. Then we had Tween with one fastest lap. Mother had one, and Bren.
Wow, that's actually crazy to see like 6 people having the fastest lap. That's incredible actually. And yeah, currently players are warming up, but I mean, do you think the same will happen today again? I mean, Pack, of course, very consistent driving. Do you think that he can maybe snipe 2 or 3 fastest laps, or will it be again very close today?
I think we won't have 6 different fastest laps again, okay. But for sure still a good variety. There will be not that one dominating person. At least not in fastest laps, because everyone has the pace. And some people have to, depending on how the race is going, some people have to risk also more in not going for them. Like Carl Jr., for example, he got on map 5, Frozen Fridges last week. He got the fastest lap in the very last lap, and that moved him up to 3rd place. He overtook a lot of people there in the last lap.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Those last 2 maps were actually really, like, unpleasant for me, if you ask me. They were weird, you know? And now we have weird maps again with this backwards map. You've seen Pack making that identity. But I also think, I mean, it's a fair point that you've said there. People are also more prepared because now it's going. Es geht die Wurst, yeah? If you say in German, it goes... it goes about the sausage. Just translating it word by word there. But yeah, that's like a German saying, and it's getting serious. That's what it means. And I think that also people are more prepared, and also like a player like Gwen, or maybe a player like, you know, Link even. They can still make a lot of damage and can snipe that one or another point away. So I think that we have a very cool step today coming up. Definitely. Okay, so anything you want to add or anything we should talk about? Maybe you've heard that there was a change about the Trackmania Grand League with the playoffs?
Yes, but there were not really more information exactly, so...
Yeah, I
I'm
mean...
not sure what exactly it will be.
it was only that one of the bottom 8 players can, or 2 of them, sorry, can still make it into the playoffs. Since with I think a qualification before the actual playoffs. So we didn't have a lot of information about that. And then I think also there were other adjustments, but I think we're gonna talk about that when it's, like time, you know, not like talking about that just when it came out, but when it's affecting the players, you know. It's all in the rule book. There's a lot of information. It's very puzzling, but hey, that's how things are in the Trackmania Grand League, right?
Yeah, during the Cup of the Day or something, I was already discussing with others in the TeamSpeak the change that there will be an additional match between the last TMGL players and the top OGL players. It's somehow fair for the TMGL players, because if they are just better than the OGL players, I mean, what we want is that we have the best possible lineup in the TMGL, really the best 16 players. And if you have directly... If it's safe that some people have to get delegated to OGL, it's just...
Yeah, it has a bitter taste to it, because it could also be like a person not just being lucky. It's not about luck, but, you know, it's interesting. Yeah, let's say it like that. I don't know what to think about that, but I think the argument that you had, that you want the best possible players, is definitely the strongest there. Hello? I think Marius is gone again. Tschüss, Marius. Okay, so I think that's why he didn't continue talking, actually. Because Marius is gone. But yeah, I mean, my opinion about it is actually the same, kind of. That it is good. But yeah, Marius, just interrupt me when you're back again. I don't know what Marius... Hello, Marius. Don't leave me. Oh, there you are again. Hello.
Yeah. Why does it take so long in Discord? Usually it's 10 seconds or something when it happens, but not like 30 or 40 seconds. It was so annoying. And when the last map began last week, that was so stupid. I was starting to cast and you didn't hear me.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
unfortunate.
what I wanted to say, there's also the counter argument that for the OGL players, it's of course, they have already so many matches to do. First, you have to reach the top 20. Then you have to get through several matches in order to qualify for the, to get up into the TMGL.
True.
And then you have one match extra now against TMGL players. So you go through all this F4 and one match can still ruin it all for you.
Yeah.
And then you have no chance. And for OGL players, it's so difficult. It's such a long way. I mean, something is clear. 2 OGL players will get their chance.
Yeah, their chance, but they're not guaranteed, you know?
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
I mean, yeah, eventually the better player wins in this format then, but still, I mean, all the effort and then you're just, like, this one last bit, you could mess it up there, you know? And it's like, I think it's fair, but also, like, there is too much for the OGL players to do in order to make it into the Trackmania Grand League. If you're good, you eventually make it, yes, I don't doubt that, but still, you know, there can always be one thing that doesn't go your way, and you can be, like, a little bit unfortunate or stuff. So, yeah, it has a little bit of a bitter taste to them, and we're gonna see if it will create controversy. But if you belong in the Trackmania Grand League and you're just, like, a tiny tad better, you could also get, yeah, denied. Yeah. I don't know. Marius, hello?
Yep.
Okay, good.
I'm green.
Good, you're there. So players are currently warming up here on the map. So the map order has not changed. I mean, the map order, like how they gonna do that. So Slalom is map 1, Switcheroo is map 2. They used to be map 3 and 4. So the semi-final maps become the final maps, and the opening maps, and the final maps become the semi-final maps, and we have new maps for map 5 and 6. Okay, in between map 2 and 3, we have controlling the car again. Looking forward to that. And yeah, also the skins have loaded for me today. That is very good, and hopefully the mods as well for the particular maps. So yeah, I mean, nothing really to expect for the first 2 maps. Only that I think Massa and also Pack will perform very well on them.
Yeah, there are actually a bunch of people that I expect to do well today. Of course, there's only place for, 8 maximum. It will be tough. I think that Kappa will be strong. I saw he has good times in maps 5 and 6. Ryudo, as we said. I also think that Mata will do good again. Pack will do good. Carl Jr. is always there, but I wouldn't put Carl Jr. into the top 3 today. Quen should do something, Papu as well. I'm not really sure about Quen, but Papu will definitely be there. Maybe Tween has a tiny chance.
Tween is very consistent.
It is so difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult indeed. And yeah, we're gonna see Slalom for the last time. I'm gonna show you the trailer of the map as we're gonna see it for the last time. Alright, that was map number 1 for the last time we're gonna see it, and I think Pack won both maps, right? He won it twice, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Always with a 6 minutes 16 time. First week he was a bit faster. And yeah, he also had the fastest lap once. Got a sub 102.
Nice.
Mata as well got a sub 102 last week. I had the fastest lap there. But yeah, now we are going live. Who makes the first lap?
Yeah, I'm gonna take over the first lap here. Just why not?
Alright.
So, be in the top 16 is the goal. We're in the opening phase, so players will only gain points. And they, of course, cannot lose points, since they've not accumulated any. We see Tween already a little bit further behind. So, not a good start here for the Slovakian player. Of course, he's orgless, but yeah, one of the... yeah, I think he's the only player being orgless, unfortunately. So, Tween hasn't found himself an organization yet. But I think he will do so for the next season. But yeah, Tween currently coming a bit close towards Scrappy and Afi. And with that, going into P number 14 in that battle. But we see the first real mistake there. Who was that, actually? Who made that mistake? It was actually Gwen with a mistake. Okay, going to that first identity. I'm gonna follow Pack here, who's currently on a comfortable 6th position. Riolu, Papu, Bren, Muda, Massa, all with a very good start. Massa with that alternative line. And let's go ahead with Pack here and see this... point of view is very good to see it here. Pack! Oh my god! Almost falling off there. Has so much speed there, but he was able to survive. But, I mean, Pack not with the best first lap. He's not in the lead.
Yeah, this was close to a full crash. Close to flying out and having to respawn, but he survived it. So he stays at 8th place and is very close also to 4th place. Many people close together. Then there's a gap to the top 3. Massa, Papu and Riolu already created a gap there. Then Carl Jr. Spam following, and Pack is battling with Evan and Bren. Carl Jr. with a bit lower speed, falling back. In the lead, we see that Papu is attacking Massa with an inside line. Now they are again in the top 3. Pack now moving up to position 4, is now the best of the rest. Is very inside, jumps a lot. Made some 4th. Riolu has some struggle here in this uphill slalom. Loses a lot of time, and Pack will overtake him. And now we approach the identity for the 2nd time. Massa in the lead, and we know he is very, very good in this identity. Whoa. But no, not this time. And Pack got it so well, and he's already closing into Papu. It took him 1 lap to go into the lead.
Wow, what a lap from Pack as well. A 107, a 101.
Best lap by far.
What?
Best lap by far.
Oh my god, Pack, man. He is not stopping. He is not stopping, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Pack is back. I mean, Papu is denying Pack the first place at the moment, but going from that like top 8 position to first in 1 lap, and Pack is not stopping. This guy is... I don't know what this guy ate for breakfast today again, but this guy is absolutely crazy. Okay, so we see Pack and Papu have a second head of Riolu, who is cool to see that he is on that 3rd position, battling out with his fellow streamer colleague Spam for that 12 points here. No, 14. 14? 12? 14? I don't know, but for some sort of points. And also Massa is there, so Riolu, Massa and Spam name a more iconic trio here. Pack almost going out again here in that identity, but he was able to stay alive. But Papu is extending his lead with that, and Papu will be in first. And Papu has to push it, because Papu is a player who is very far behind in the ranking, and certainly I didn't see that one coming.
So, last week, it was also the battle between Pack and Papu here. Pack won it, Papu was in 2nd place, and then Papu actually failed the identity in the last lap.
Yes.
Meaning that Carl Jr. went into the top 8 and kept his points. Hopefully Papu is this time able to avoid this mistake and keep it all together. Massa, meanwhile, he was leading this race, but he fell a bit behind, is now only on 6th place, behind Carl Jr. Riolu and Spam still on 3rd and 4th. Riolu is actually still quite close to the top 2. He's on good points there. And yeah, Pack and Papu are still battling it out here for the lead, but Papu lost quite a lot of time here at the entrance into the crest, and we see now the next identity. Pack is very shaking today there. Always went a bit wider, or twice at least, he went wider. This time it's fine, and he will extend his lead to Papu. It's now over half a second.
Oh my god, he's improving it again. Only by 2,000, but the next 101 lap, and Pack is half a second ahead. What is that guy doing? Oh my god. Like, what is he doing? I mean, I have no idea what the single lap record here is on this track in a flying lap, but I think we haven't seen like 2 of those laps, and we haven't seen them yet. You said 102 was the fastest time, and Pack is only extending his lead here. He's only extending it. He is half a second ahead. Then we see Riolu on P3 still. Carl Jr. lurking up into P4, battling out with Spam and Massa. So close fight here for that 4th position. And then we have a gap behind that between Bren, Kappa, So we can see only a good battle here for that 4th position, where Massa currently has the upper hand. But let's take a look here onto Riolo's identity. He gives us a good overview here over the other players and how the players will do it here. Pack is surviving it, as well as Papou. All the players have done it very well, as Pack is just extending his lead again. And this is another 101 lap by the looks of it. But of course you cannot see it because he has already set a ludicrous fast lap.
Yeah, point 97 and point 99 were the best laps last time, so very close to the sub 102. And yeah, this time he's very, very clearly below 102. It's just crazy that he does it twice. Yeah, meanwhile, we see also some people that will get low points here in the first lap, but it doesn't matter too much in the system, as it's much about the last lap maps, if you keep your points or not. But Scrappy or Erfik when they don't have the best start into this race. So Pack now in the last lap has to hold his lead of 7/10. This is very doable for him, and then he will get another 100 euros, another map when he's the dominating player right now on the TMGL. One more identity for him. He was a bit shaking, and Papou also was shaking here last week. Let's hope both players are able to make it. Also, Riolu deserves his 3rd place. It looks good for all of them. Massa's attacking Riolu, but I think he's still behind. Exactly, Pack will win it. What will be the time? It's a 6:16 again, and Papou on 2nd place, Riolu 3rd, Massa 4th, then Spam on 5th, Carl Jr. 6th. No positions did really change a lot. Carl Jr. behind them, then Bren and Mada and Kappa, they were also all the time in the positions behind. But yeah, the last player to finish here is Scrappy. I think that was also the case last week.
Yeah, so Scrappy not really feeling this map, as well as Evon and Arel and also Afi. I mean, they have all made more than one mistake, but yeah, Pack again with a dominant performance. And not a lot of battles here on that first map, as per usual, I would say, because this map had a lot of gaps between the players, especially between 1st and 2nd. And yeah, I mean, Pack, I think we never had that a player won a map 3 times in a row. I think we've never had that, Marius. And this just shows how, I mean, you named it. Pack is the dominant player of the Trackmania Grand League, and he just shows us why, winning the next map, map number 1, but also map number 2 is pretty good, and I'm gonna go into the map presentation just now. So map number 2 is coming up. So Marius, the question is, can Pack do it again? Can he do it twice in a row, winning like 2 maps, like winning 3 maps? That's absolutely crazy. I mean, on paper, I think he has a good chance here on Switcheroo.
Yeah, on this track, he's actually even more dominant than on the previous one. That is the crazy thing about it. Here he has actually the chance to not just win it 3 times, he has also the chance to get 3 times the best lap. So if he is actually achieving that as well, then well,
yeah,
I mean,
how flawless can you be, right? That's incredible.
He was also very consistent. His times are close together that he drove. The 6 lapper times, also the best lap times. And yeah, Warmup is soon over. Currently he's here in 4th position, so again a good pace. But we also see Riolu doing very well.
So yeah, Riolu is pushing it, and I think that's why Riolu will do a good step. I mean, Gwen, my bets for the top 3 as well, who I put in first. I mean, of course, nothing set in stone here, but Gwen, I mean, got himself 4 points, so still something. But of course, the fastest lap just go to Mr. Madman Thomas Cole here, 22 points, and I think he's ready. He's ready to do it here. It's the last opening map, and the last time I'm gonna see it, Mario take it over for the first round.
Alright, so the start, only once tried it like this with these boosters driving through the chicane into the multi-lap, and now we are on the track. It's jumping onto the reactor boost. Packnot with the fastest start here. Double left-hander, full speed. Then a drift. You need a good exit here for the ice. Pack gets it well. Less steering on the ice and now a no-slide line. Gwen, however, is drifting it, but Pack got this no-slide line so well that it's faster. And here you want to hold your gear in this long left drift. That definitely favors the tech players. Interesting line by Pack, a bit different than the others, and it's faster, as we see. And he goes into the identity again on first place. Here you want to jump as low as possible, land early on the boosters. We see Massa getting it as well, pretty good. But Pack remains in the lead, gets a lot of boost here, and yeah. The first lap goes to Pack.
Well, I mean, old picture here, Pack very strong. I mean, also, it was Gwen with a very good start, but now he finds himself half a second behind. He was actually leading the race with, I think, like a 2.2 or 0.3 lead over Pack. But now Pack is pushing it here. And Muda and Riolu are behind. So nice to see Riolu yet again. So far a very good step for the Nordavind player. And also for Muda. So they really show us that they want to do it here. As well as Massa putting on a lot of effort. Also got 10 points on that prime map. So we see a lot of effort from the players. Papu is on P11. The second place from that last map also was good for him. So I think we're going to see a lot of tension in the last two steps. If of course players will get their points. Okay, let's go ahead into the second identity. I'm going to follow Muda here for this one, as he is coming a little bit closer towards Pack by the looks of it, but Pack just opts for a different line there. And yeah, it's 0.2 of a second, but Pack not with the best speed outcome there, and Massa and Muda will overtake him. So Pack down to P3 here, and Muda will also set the fastest lap with a 57.88, and Pack with a mistake. That's not something we see very often.
Oh yes, and I think that is it. He will have no chance to catch that up and win this map. Now he can only try to get as many points as possible out of this situation, but it's very unlikely that he goes far into the top 8. Currently he has Spam in front of him. He's also getting the auto slide here, so Pack losing additional time. I think he knows now. I mean, it's not so important, this track here. You don't lose your points, also not half of your points. You just can gain points, and the biggest point gaps are in the very top, in the top positions. At the positions where he is, he could improve by 3 positions, and it would only mean 2 points more for him. So this is not a big deal. It's not the most important race anymore. Sadly, he's not able to win this 3 times in a row and get all the best laps. But yeah, okay, best laps he can still go for, of course. These 2 extra points might be something.
Yeah, might be something, and I think Pack is definitely going for that. I mean, he has nothing to lose here. He will get 2 points for P14, if I recall it correctly. Or, no, 3 points or 2 points. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's 1 point, and, you know, it can change something. But, you know, it is Pack who has a lot of points, and with that, the 1 or another point will not be really worth, yeah, too much. But, yeah, I mean, let's take a look here. Muda is leading ahead of Massa, then Carl Jr., Gwen, and Riolu. So nice comeback from Gwen here. Going into P4 and now betting out with Riolu here. Nice line from Gwen, has a little bit less airtime. So I'm actually following the battle here for that top 5 as Muda is still leading going into the second to last lap. And also Bren with a very good performance here. So Bren up to P5 also. So a lot of position changes throughout this identity, and Pack is actually setting the fastest lap, Marius.
Yeah, and it's faster than what we have seen in the 2 last weeks. I also saw that Gwen lost a lot of time in the identity. He's now only on 9th place. He was jumping too short at some point. So interesting is the fight for the lead. It's of course also a fight for 100 euros. We have 3 people battling it out, but Mada has a good lead over 2nd and 3rd place. Carl Jr. and Massa are trying to close this gap. But Mada seems to be on a good pace here, on a good time for a 6th lapper. And that will be good points for him. Also for Massa, who already got 10 points in the first map. And Carl Jr. still in the top 8 all the time on every track. Is continuing that streak. Currently.
Currently, yes.
Pack, meanwhile, on 11th place. Still catching up to some people. But he has low speed again at the multi-lap. So he can maybe make 2 more positions, but more than that is probably not possible.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, we're already the last lap. Pack didn't really lose too much time. he was roughly 2 seconds behind. Now he's 1.8, 1.9 seconds. So he actually won time to the first position. He can get the one or another position. Goes up to P9 now. And Bren actually with a small mistake there. And also here, good line for Pack, but makes a mistake there on the inside. Oh no, and gets a penalty. So Pack down to P12.
Mutter crashed.
And Muda also with a mistake. Oh no. Oh my god, what happened actually there? But we're gonna talk about that later. Maybe you can give us an insight. But Muda also down to P13. And let's take a look who's gonna win this map. And it's also Gwen versus Riolu. Masa currently on P2, who's getting 3rd position. It's super close there between Riolu and Gwen. Who's gonna take it? It is Gwen with more speed. Riolu with a better jump though. But it's not enough for him to overtake him. So Carl Jr., Masa, Gwen, Riolu, Tween. Then we have Evon, Papu, Afi, Spam. And then also Pack, who could have actually been on P9 with that, but goes home with P12. So, I mean, still something. He gets the fastest lap, though. But also Muda, what happened to him, Marius?
Yeah, I think it was a similar mistake than what Pack did. He had low speed up the hill, probably did make the previous jump smooth, even worse than what happened to Pack. Very unlucky for him, because he could have won the 100 retriever. He could have set a similar 6-lapper time than what Pack had the last 2 weeks. But now the 6-lapper time by Carl Jr., the winning time was around a second slower.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could see the level on this map wasn't quite that high, so maybe it means that people put more effort or more practice into the next maps that are coming up. Because now we have, firstly, we have the Clash coming up. So the Clash works like that. I'm gonna post it in here. So we have a Clash, so you cannot respawn, but you can do that. And let's see how you guys are doing it. So of course we're gonna go ahead and spectate Pack. Let's go ahead and check out the map here, because the Clash is starting. Oh my god, this map is actually looks pretty interesting, but you guys can do it here. So you can see the rules here. Plus to accelerate. Okay, it's only plus or minus. But yeah, we're gonna start in 35 seconds. And yeah, Marius, I mean, it's a little bit of a break that we have, but I mean, it could have been Muda who goes up to the top 3 positions here with his performance, but now he's at P11. So do you think that this will change something for him for the next maps?
He will be disappointed about it, but I think all these players are experienced enough to concentrate and focus then on the next maps, which are way more important.
Yeah.
And for Pack, of course, he got now 1 fail on this track. And luckily he did it today, where he doesn't lose points with it. So it's alright, I think.
Okay, let's go. Let's ride here. And let's go ahead and spectate Pack. You can spam the chat again. Now we have to go to the left. You can see the thing here. Okay, it's actually pretty good. Alright. Not doing too bad here. Let's go to the left. Okay.
Remember to always do things a bit earlier, because you have the delay in the stream. And also the command has to come to the car. So you always have to go a bit earlier with your commands. You see Aurel and Mother actually doing well, but they are not.
Okay, guys. Now.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good, actually. Yeah. Come on. That's looking good. We're actually in the battle here with Link. Oh
okay, when you're at a wall, you have the same maximum speed than when you're not at a wall. Steer to right. No.
Who's steering to the left, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
We have
to go backwards.
We have to go back. And to the right. Oh no, it's this again.
Can everybody only press backwards? Only press, no steering, just backwards, everyone.
Okay.
And now we go forwards and right. Steer right and then
right
forwards.
and left, oops.
Oh no, it's horrible. Okay, we need another time, full backwards, everyone. With no steering, full backwards.
It's only an... No, now.
So now you steer to the right and then you forward.
Well, I think my opinion is that the Clash is bad because you have the plus every time and no one is doing that, you know? That's like so weird.
That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Actually,
then
the top, the plus is green Even though in our chat nobody is writing ++. So
Yeah.
that makes no sense. I mean,
Javelin, can you post in respawn RS? Because only moderators can do that. Only moderators can do that. Only moderators can do that.
that's really weird. Nobody is pressing ++, but
Yeah.
the car is doing it all the time. Maybe it's really like the case that some other chat is controlling Pack's car. I don't know.
Yeah, but only moderators can do that in the chat, so we need RS. Else we cannot make it. And it's only
Let's see who
Javelin.
we respawn.
No,
Maybe
no,
we
it's
respawn
only
someone else.
it's only a mod that can do it. Respawn. To prevent trolls, you know?
I get it now.
But yeah, guys, I mean, you see it. I don't like the fact that it's plus all the time. I don't like
It's
that.
again Evan's car that he's by far the only one. He's in the second lap soon, and he has the lead of several minutes.
Yeah, okay, so whatever. Whatever, guys. I mean, let's just go ahead and spectate Evan and see how he's doing it. Seems that his car is approaching the lap here again. Or is it going to the multi-lap? He's actually in second lap. New best lap, Evan.
Maybe it's just one guy in his chat. He's
Okay, now,
overlapping
okay.
everyone.
Okay, now we have... So only a moderate... No! Like... Can you respawn again? Oh, no! Wait! No, never mind. No, come on. No! No! Why did I say that? Oh. 1KW. Oh, no. No. Well.
It's over. Ah, nice.
Finally, it's over.
I'm not sure what I should think of that. I first thought it's a really cool idea, but it's not working at all.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my opinion. And before you guys go anywhere, I actually want to show a different trailer here. Wait a minute. Because there is something that was released. And I also have a trailer for that. So it's called Matchmaking. So enjoy the trailer. And maybe you guys have played it already. So hopefully I will see you guys playing against myself or Marius in the matchmaking, as I'm also directly showing the trailer of ToThePeak, which will be map number 3. So this will be map number 3, which is ToThePeak, of course. It was a very controversial map last time. Okay, Marius, just showed all the trailers and stuff. So now we have ToThePeak. Pack has gotten himself second on the prior step on this map. What do you think about this map?
Yeah, last week the question was how many drivers will actually try to go for the fast line, for the cut here in the identity, if we can call it cut. Of course, this identity is built in a way that there are several different lines possible. But there is one very risky line, which is the fastest one. And yeah, a similar line with the same difficulty in the beginning, which is still faster than if you completely save it. And yeah, the question now is how many drivers will actually go for it. That was the question last week.
Yeah.
Today the question is how many will actually not go for it. How many will save it? Because there will be, I think, a lot of people who have trained this.
Yeah.
For this week.
I think so as well, Marius. That's exactly the case for it, since I mean, the trick sort of was found by Muda 1 week ago. I mean, it was just before the Trackmania Grand League started, kind of on the evening beforehand, and Pack was, yeah, trying that one out and actually did it quite well, but not a lot of other people have actually gone for it, as Pack is practicing that one at the moment, which is not the worst decision to do. So you see how he's doing it here, and even if you touch something, it is faster than the, yeah, slow route that Carl Jr. is taking there. And yeah, I think we're gonna see a map winner, and the map winner, of course, will survive all of those six things here. And yeah, I mean, it's impossible to predict, but I think Muda has a good chance, because also the ice here is really, really costly, Marius. It's really costly if you just slide out. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the first round. Sorry that I'm talking that much, but then you can take over round 2, 4, and 6. So let's go ahead and follow all here, as I am the follow all camera here, which is the best for the start. Aurel is currently in last position, but I think everything will change in that first ice section here. Oh yeah, we see Spam actually going over the snow there, which will lose you a lot of time. So Spam and Massa as well as Bren have fallen a little bit behind, but still, I mean, it's only 0.4 of a second on this map. Going to the next ice, Muda with a beautiful ice section here. Tween, Aurel, and Afi actually going over the sand intentionally to get yourself a good angle. And they did that one really well, but now, of course, the identity will decide it all. The identity will decide it who is going into the next round as the first person. Muda already has a lead of 0.2 of a second, so the Ice Queen is leading. Pack is on P2, so old picture again, but then we have also Riolu, Kappa, Gwen behind that, and Pack all again jumping against the tree, still survives it though, is faster than the normal line, but still he loses out on a lot of speed with that and is down to P10.
Yeah, it looked to be again the battle between Muda and Pack here on place 1 and 2. But now Pack hits the tree again, like he did 2 times last week in the race. He fell back to 10th place, but he still has the chance to overtake many guys back. Good ice slide here, gets him a lot of positions already. And he's up now to 7th place. The next ice slide is coming up. He has to slow down a bit, so he loses a bit of time compared to Massa and Kappa. But it's alright. So yeah, Pack is going for the risky strut in the identity. And this he will continue to do that in order to catch up the time that he lost in the first lap. So he can do it this time without hitting the tree. He's going to the left. No, it doesn't work to the left, but at least he makes this. This is a bit shaky though. And we see actually some people going still for the safer line. Pack remains in 11th place. He would lose half of his points if he keeps that.
But yeah, look who's also there. The person with the same amount of points, just 1 second behind him, or roughly 1 second. It's Carl Jr. with 28 points, and Pack with 28 points currently would lose their points. But of course, it's only lap number 2, and Pack had a good section here again. So he's up to P10 and is in a close proximity to Brandon, Muda, and Afi. So Muda also dropped behind, and we have Tween leading the race. Tween 1 second out of Riolu, who has a very good step thus far. Then we have Massa and Spam on P3 and 4. Kappa, Papu as well, and then Muda and Pack there. But Pack also in the meantime, just when I spectate the other people, has dropped a little bit behind. But of course the identity will all decide it a little bit more and will solidify the one another position. But Pack is dead, has touched the outside there. So now he really has to survive those identities in order to make it. So let's see if Pack is surviving that. He needs to do it 4 times in a row, and Pack is actually flipping and he's dead. Oh my god, no way. Pack is stumbling here, and Pack is completely falling apart here. He had to go for the save there, but he didn't do it, and he's more. Oh my god, Pack. Oh no, he used all his luck for this map, so Pack is out of this map. He will lose his points. He is more than 20 seconds behind. Okay, make it 19.8, but still he is dead. So let's focus on that battle for the top placements, Marius.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Pack will be able to finish. He's 25 seconds roughly behind first place, so he definitely needs some good other laps. But yeah, it's just about 1 point the end. He will definitely lose half of his points. So yeah, in the lead we have Tween, and he's really far in front. 2.5 seconds. So let's have a look at his identity. What is Tween doing? Did not look very fast. Going very close to the tree. He's actually saving it. Or very different line. What's that? Okay. Another line possible in the identity. Not sure.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense though, because with that you skip the whole left part. True that. Wow. It's
yeah, but you go far right, so I'm not sure how it's compared to the full safe left line.
Well, I mean,
he lost a lot of time to Massa.
Yeah, but still, I mean, Tween is still like so much ahead actually here, and
bad ice slide. He's losing it.
He's losing it a little bit. So I mean, Pack has no battle here. We should not spectate Pack in this point because there are more interesting battles going on at the moment. Riolu, Muda also with a good comeback. Then Spam, Afi, Papu, and Bren are in the top 8. And then we can see Carl Jr. 1.3 seconds behind. Aurel, however, with a mistake. And with that, drops down to P10. And with that, Gwen is safe. And also Papu. So they all made up one placement. And now Carl Jr. is only 0.13 away of getting himself up into the top 8. So Carl Jr. could use the luck again. And let's go with the next identity. I'm going to follow Riolu here and see how he's doing it. He's also getting attacked by Muda. Riolu is also saving it, as well as Massa. Not making a small mistake here. Just maybe a little bit more airtime there, but still Riolu loses time towards Massa. And now we have a fight for that first position. Look at that, Marius.
Yeah, Muda can eventually win this map for the second time in a row. He's on 3rd place, but we know that he might have the best identity and also good ice sections. Massa meanwhile overtook Tween already. And we have, of course, also the fight between Gwen and Carl Jr. for the 8th place. One of them will make it, the other one will not make it, unless there are further crashes ahead. Because there's quite some gap in front of them, even though Bren must have lost some time. Okay, Bren is now in reach. But yeah, Carl Jr. might lose the streak for the top 8. And I see that Massa dropped behind Mada. Tween got a good lead now. Massa also with a bad transition right there. Carl Jr. is now in. Spam is very close though. And Gwen lost a lot. So Gwen is out of that fight. And now we're gonna spectate Mada for the last identity. Can he overtake Tween? What will Tween do? Tween is risking it. Mada's also risking it, but he's going to the right as Tween. And Tween makes it, and Tween will win this map. Very, very nicely done by Tween. What is the placement afterwards? Massa then very close. Oh, Riolu snipes Afi. And Carl Jr. is dropping out by a 10th. Carl Jr. loses for the first time his points by a 10th against Spam. Spam actually made it in. Did he risk the last identity is the question. I'm gonna watch his VOD for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was spectating Spam and was seeing that, so he was approaching it from the right. I didn't see the beginning of that. But Spam actually with that also overtook Papu, who also secures his points. But yeah, Massa and Riolu with that are the new leaders. And Pack with the fastest lap. All right. So Pack is taking those 2 points there. Bing, bing in the ending. So that was nice from Pack. Still something, still a solace. And with that, he goes up to 17 points. Still lost 14 points. But I mean, he gained 3. So better than nothing, you know. So he got the fastest lap.
It's also faster than last week's fastest lap. And I think that Tween was in the first laps going for the very risky jump in the identity, and then he started saving it, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, now it's getting interesting because Carl Jr. and Pack, both the leaders of this particular event, have lost their points. And I mean, Riolu, Massa, all with a very good step here, as well as Papu. And, you know, now it will heat up, and we're gonna go to the 4th map. I'm gonna go into the presentation just now. It is the map called Frozen Fridges. Alright, so, I mean, probably map 3 is the best map, if you lose points, of course, to get into the bottom 8. So, I mean, you get that one out of the way, and, I mean, just take a look at the standings now. Massa, Tween, and Riolu are in the top 3, and those are players who are in need of those points. Also, Papu on P4, so nice performance from them thus far, and I think on this map we gonna see close fights as we've seen them last week as well, Marius.
Yeah, last week, from first place to, I think, 10th place, it was, I believe, within 1.5 seconds. But then nobody was really getting the perfect race. Everyone in the lead lost some time somewhere. That meant also that Pack, even though he made a mistake, went up to second. But yeah, it was very tight. And I'm interested to see, you had the question, how many different fastest laps will we see today? And actually, Pack got them all. So far. So we'll see if we also get this one.
Maybe he's holding a streak, Marius. Who knows, who knows. And I think Pack is the player who definitely has the pace. But this map was pretty, yeah, quote-unquote random for me as a spectator. But hey, anyways, let's go. Semi-final phase is coming to an end. Being the top 8 is the quest for the players. Take it over, Marius.
Yeah, let's spectate Pack here for the first lap. Do some grass pickle in the start and some air brake for the dirt jump to get a good landing. And Pack finds himself after the first drift. Yeah, in the top group here. Was a bit wide in this grass corner, so he loses a few positions, but not much time. Mada was leading, goes for a different approach here for more exit speed, but it was overall a bit worse than Riolu's line, who is going into the lead here, and Riolu is going outside. Is that a good decision? He might have a good speed afterwards here, but he can't catch up to first place. Very risky line here over the drift at the freewheel section, and now we see that Massa is, after the first part of the identity, in the lead ahead of Pack, and they have a slight gap to third place, and then we have this group very close together. Nobody crashed so far. It's 1 second between first and last place, and Massa is currently leading. Pack is attacking.
Yeah, Pack is attacking here indeed. Pack with the more inside line. Massa has more speed. Goes so close there to the platform, or to the black block here. So nice line from Pack there, but was very risky and also made some mistake almost here, but that was not the case. So Pack is up to that first position, and we can see no player has actually majorly dropped behind. Kappa is at plus 0.57, but only 1 second away from first position. So everything is set. Everything is like pretty clear. We can also use the follow all camera because it's pretty close between the players, and we can also see Riolu and Tween, the players with more than 30 points, currently in P12 and 13. But I think the follow all camera is very good here to spectate them. Pack and Massa still having a lead. Then Gwen is in lone third position and also gets it very good. Someone had to respawn, and it's Papu who had to respawn. So Papu probably didn't get the CP and had to go all the way again, and he is 7 seconds behind with that. So you can see not getting a CP is super costly, and Papu is the first player with a mistake. Pack is setting the fastest lap, and yeah, it's still very close, Marius.
Yeah, definitely. One mistake and you're definitely out. You will lose your points. This is what happened to Papu. It's a very usual mistake here on this track to brake too early and not going high enough in the identity and not going over the CP line. That can easily happen to Papu, sadly, because he was always losing his points so far in this season. Pack, however, he has created a pretty nice gap there over second place. Last week it was Spam winning it, who was the most consistent player. Now he's a second behind on 7th place, so he's still in the top group. He's still part of it. A similar situation than what we had last week. And Pack was also dominating it last week until he made a slight touch. This time, however, he's keeping it so far all together, and the gap seems to increase to second place, which is Gwen, who really needs these good points now. And Katrina was also doing very well last time around. You see the best lap currently is held by Pack, and he gets a new one, a 104.58. Last week it was a 56 by Carl Jr.
Okay, so still something possible, but Pack is again pushing it, and he's a lead of 0.8 of a second. And as you can see here, it's 0.8 between first and second, and 0.8 between second and, let me do quick maths at the moment, second and 12th or 11th position. So, I mean, Pack has a lead that is absolutely crazy. So, very dominant performance by Pack here. And also we see some mistakes here before that freewheel section. Brenner's dropped down, but also we see huge points down here. We see Papu, 27 points, currently on P16. Tween, 33 points, currently on P15. And Riolu, who has the best chance here, on P11. But only 700s away from 8th position, so still something possible here as Pack loses a little bit of time here over that identity, but still Carl Jr., Muda are chasing him and going into the second to last lap here. Players have to do this all twice now, or twice in a row, and then they are done with it. But definitely a nice fight here for that top 8 position, Marius.
Yeah, we have Pack far in the lead. Carl Jr. is also quite alone on second place, even though we only speak of 3/10 to the next player behind him. But then it's so tight between so many people. But yeah, oh, there's a big crash by Scrappy, I believe, or was it Afi? Yeah, Afi with a big crash. That's one place for Riolu. I just wanted to say, yeah, Riolu did such a good step, and he does also a good lap here. It brings a very clean race for him, but he's actually in danger to lose his points. But now he made 2 positions that will definitely help him here, and he's having a good speed, good amount of speed, and catching up. He's now in the top 8 and might hold his points right here. Pack is on the next identity. I think he's on a great pace. He will definitely beat the 6-lapper time of last week, because even my Gold League match did beat it. Yeah, wow. Actually, Raizo was able to beat Spam's winning time, 6 minutes 34. I'm sure Pack is currently driving on a 33 or 32. We will see.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of mistakes as stated out beforehand, but yeah, what is that battle here for top 8? It's a back and forth between all the players. I mean, the gap has extended a little bit, but we're on the last lap. It is 1.3 seconds for Pack, so it's safe to say that if he doesn't make a mistake, he will win this one. It's safe to say that he can take it all a little bit more conservatively. And just look at the gap. If you spectate Carl Jr., you cannot even see Pack in the distance because he's just vanishing behind the obstacles. But let's take a look here onto that fight for that 8th position. Let's go with Riolu here, of course, who has the most points on his shoulders out of the players here. 8 points. And Kappa, I mean, he's able to finish this map, unlike last week, but he's currently not in that top 8. Riolu has to push it. It's 0.25 of a second. Can he make it though? Link and Evan are very close by here, but has he more speed? 9th position for him, 0.14 of a second. Riolu's really pushing it. Oh my god, Pack is winning this. Pack will win this. It's safe to say he's winning it, but who is getting that top 8 position? Riolu, has he more speed? Yes, he has. Oh my god, it's all in the ending, and Riolu sniping it. What? Bren and Link losing half of their points, and Riolu sniping it there in the end because he had more speed. 200s between 9th and him. So again, a close finish. Oh my.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the correct decision by Riolu to go over the slow crash, but it was. And wow, I mean, Link lost his points here last week by 100, now by 300s. It's again so close between, yeah, at least 2nd to 10th place, but Pack was again delivering, kept his best lap, so 4th best lap today, and it was a 31. So he was 2.5 seconds faster than the winning time of last week.
Jesus. That is crazy. But yeah, also a nice performance there by Riolu. I was spectating. Yeah, I was spectating because it was safe that Pack is getting that first. So, yeah. I mean, at some point, you know, if you're too good, I cannot, you know, it's not getting interesting, right? So that's what Pack has shown us here. Back on track again with the 4th fastest lap time in a row. So that is impressive. Not sure if we have seen that one thus far. But yeah, that is absolutely a great performance from Thomas Cole here. Going up to P2. Massa is leading though. So we see 2 German players in the top 3. That is very cool to see, Massa and Riolu. With that, let's take a look into the league ranking. Going up a lot of points here. Look at that. Massa would be up to 5th and Riolu would be in the top 8 in the league ranking. But of course now the final phase is starting with the first map being Whoops. And we're going to go into the map preview now. So that's the map. We have 3 minutes to talk about everything. And yeah, Marius, what is your opinion about that map? This map is pretty weird as an identity.
Yeah, it might be that the main identity of this track is again the ice section. The identity itself, yeah, looks a bit easier than other identities. Maybe a bit random, but Grenady told me it's not that random. It's you have a safe line. There's a possibility to also risk it a bit more, which maybe it's random then, but you can save it, he says. So the ice section, however, I just saw that Pack and also Mata, they took the bobsleigh on the outside as a normal bobsleigh corner. But when I was spectating a 6-lapper run, Spam stream, I saw that they were actually doing an ice slide. So maybe there are 2 different lines for this corner.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting to see.
this bobsleigh looks really hard to do because it's a small bobsleigh block. And also goes up. You go and enter that with a lot of speed. So definitely a room for a mistake there. But of course, if you do an ice slide, you can also lose your gear and just drop out of the track and lose more than that. And yeah, this is the identity here. It's a bumpy identity. We want to land smoothly in those things. And currently Pack is doing that very well. So, well, never mind. But yeah, things like that can happen. And you know, that's probably the issue of this identity, as Tween is doing it very smooth. And yeah, I mean, it is a map where I firstly thought, okay, it is not that hard, you know, when I was firstly seeing it. And also this full speed section will probably suit Muda very well, by the way. That is coming up at the start here. If you go over that reactor boost. But I mean, when seeing it more and more, it actually looks like a hard map, Marius.
Yeah, especially in the beginning, you can risk it quite a lot at this reactor boost section and the slalom afterwards. And yeah, I think the ice will definitely give us some mistakes from some players.
Yeah, definitely. The ice will decide it again, yeah.
Other than that, the map is yeah, not that much longer. There are barely any more corners that are important. After the ice section, we have like 1 tech corner, 1 dirt corner, and we are back in the identity. Yeah, so Pack is able to get this consistent. But there are, of course, many people that trained this map quite a lot. It doesn't look too good at the moment when I spectate Pack here.
Well, maybe he's just don't want to be the warm-up Andy, you know? That he wants to get his energy or his pace and his run on the actual live run. I mean, this map is pretty unique again, especially this part that Pack is going on. And actually has the first real, quote-unquote, full-speed part, where I think Muda will shine through, even though it's only NSD. But yeah, being the top 8, what happens now? It's the final phase, though, that if you're not in the top 8, you will lose all of your points and only get the points that you've accumulated for this respective position. So a maximum of 5 points or 7 points that you can get out of if you also get the fastest lap. So let's go with Pack here in that first lap and see if he can do very well here. Thus far, not having the quite best start, as Gwen is leading. So a pleasant surprise to me that the Game Ward player is leading the round at the moment. Also, Riolo, Brand, Scrappy, Papu are in the mix, as well as Massa rounding off the top 8 here. But of course, positions are shifting, and now into the first sort of identity. We see Gwen going for a slide here. Okay. And yeah, actually he survived it. So nice performance here, and we see already Spam so far behind, dying. He's 10 seconds behind, and our first victim not making it very well. And Gwen is Spam is dead. But let's go with Pack here for that first identity. Has made a mistake there. So penalty has hit Pack here, and Pack down to P10 and cannot make this identity very smooth. Oh no, this is not good for Pack here. This is not good for Pack. Can he stay alive? He releases though, goes for the reactor boost, but is so far behind with that. So Pack down to P14, Marius.
Yeah, this is going all over the place. The gaps is within the first lap were already much bigger than what we had after 6 laps on the previous map. So we see this map is very difficult, and yeah, it doesn't really look too confident what Pack is showing. Definitely struggling with several parts. He had already stumbled a bit before on the bobsleigh corner, where he was too far up and clipped, and then he was having low speed. That was the reason why he was already further behind, but he was still having a decent position for that, because also many other people have struggled, like Kappa, who completely slides out there. And Kappa has a very good 6-lapper time, but I think there will be a bunch of mistakes. This map is indeed, as you said, much more difficult than it looks like. Pack also with a further mistake. so many mistakes, so it's really hard for the players to get some flow here. I mean, Pack is on 10th, even though he had several mistakes already. And yeah, Spam is definitely out of it. Papu again, very unlucky for him. But Mata as well, 32 points. And Ryulu is also in danger on 9th place. Pack will attack him now.
Yeah, already a gap of 1 second here between 8th and 9th position as we see Spam just going for the fastest lap. And yeah, Pack has definitely to push it. But of course the ice will do his job, I think. I mean, there are a lot of people in danger with 30 plus points. We see Muda, Riolu and Pack 32, 37 and 39 points, 9th, 10th and 11th position. So they are about to lose their points. As Pack goes so close there to the wall. Let's take a look onto Pack's identity, so-called, as Massa survives it. Massa currently leading the race, but only so slightly. He has a battle here with Aurel and Tween here for that 6th position. But yeah, Pack has to come back here. He's at 39 points, though. It's 0.6 of a second. And can Pack make it? That's the question here. Going to this identity for the 3rd time. We still have a lot of track to play here. And Pack is doing it very well. But of course, a mistake can change everything. Nice approach here. He will come a bit closer by the looks of it. Yeah, 0.5 of a second. Used to be 1 second. But look who's losing ground. It's Riolu and Muda, who cannot keep up with the pace here of Pack. Pack still didn't give up. But of course, mistakes can happen here anytime.
A Pack also with the fastest lap again. That would be the 5th one. And this is also the reason why he created such a big gap to Riolu. 1.5 seconds now. I think the guys that are in front, they seem to be relatively consistent, because now we didn't see further mistakes there. There are barely any changes anymore. So Pack is catching up with his pace. If he can keep up doing no mistakes, then he can overtake him with his bobsleigh line. It's definitely faster to go outside. I saw Mata, however, I spectated him once here. He was actually going for the ice slide. And he was caught up by Scrappy. There was a big mistake. Who was that? Was it Avon? One guy definitely failed and fall out. Pack, however, is gaining multiple positions. I think Avon was the guy. And Pack is now already on 6th place. Oh, there are people struggling now in the identity. This is the chance for Riolu. Riolu is definitely quite close to someone who is behind him. But yeah, Riolu now in 9th place. There are 2 laps to go. And yeah, the gap for him to top 8 is quite huge still. But one mistake and he's in.
Yeah, sick comeback here from Pack, to say the least. He's now at 5th position, batting now with Massa for P4. So both of the the leaders are currently batting out here in a safe spot. But also Riolu here has definitely to rely on a mistake. But let's take a look here onto Tween. He's currently on P8. Will he make a mistake or not? He's going for the slide, is surviving it. So everyone in the top 8, as you've mentioned beforehand, is surviving that. And Riolu definitely has to push it. He's 2 seconds away and he needs to rely on a mistake from a player, but a mistake can happen here very easily, as Pack is just marching through here, attacking Afi now. So Pack with a great comeback on this map. Imagine he didn't do that mistake. He lost, I think, 3 or 4 seconds with that, and he's only now 2 seconds away. And Bren and Carl Jr. both with mistakes there by the looks of it, and Pack can actually win this map here. He's 0.6 away, 0.7 away from Bren. Maybe he can make it with a good identity, but also the battle for P8. Avon versus Riolu here. We also see Tween dropping down to P11. So that's also very unfortunate for Tween.
Yeah, Tween is now out of the top 8. That was the position that Riolu gained, but Riolu lost the position to Avon, who overtook him. And Avon is exceeding his lead a tiny bit. It's around 4/10. So that is the fight here for 8th place. Riolu is trying to get another 8th position. He's now catching up. But meanwhile, Pack is also having the chance to win this map, as he's approaching now the identity soon for the last time, and he has the opportunity to overtake Bren if he gets it very good, and Bren maybe stumbles there a little bit. Carl Jr. getting good points again, and Afi's always there. Oh, actually Bren has messed it up completely, and he will lose several positions. Also Afi losing, but Gwen will also make some positions. We have Pack, Carl Jr. and Gwen, but what is up with Riolu?
Oh, Avon
is not
Muda!
is over. No way, and Riolu loses his points.
Oh no, Muda with a... Huh?
Riolu had the chance, because Avon also lost it there, but Mata keeps his points. Of course, also very important for Mata, but very lucky for him. that 2 people actually crashed it.
True that, yeah, Riolu down 37 points, but can we talk about the comeback from Thomas Cole here? Not getting the fastest lap, it is Gwen getting it this time, so the streak of 4 has been ended, but Pack goes from P10, making a mistake, and just winning it here. I was memeing about that. And he actually was capitalizing from those mistakes that were done by Bren there twice in a row on that identity. And yeah, Pack is winning map number 3. Right? Map number 3 he wins today. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy, man, he's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, Muda with a hero save there in the ending. Relies on that mistake there from Evon and Riolu. So he has saved his points, but definitely a dent into the motivation of like a lot of people here. It's unbelievable to see the point loss here striking, but we have one more map and it's reversing and it has a twist. It has a twist. It's an identity that we have not seen in that case, and it includes driving backwards. So enjoy the map preview. Alright, Marius, this is the last map of the evening, and currently we don't have that many points for the first position, unlike the last weeks. So, Pack can, of course, surpass the 80 points barrier with the fastest lap. But, yeah, what do you expect from this identity? Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, backwards driving is something that we've never seen, I think, in TMGL yet. And here we also use the techniques that you can do in backwards driving. You can speed slide on off-road surfaces in order to create some speed. It's similar to full speed where you speed slide, and yeah, you try to basically slide as less as possible. And was there already a mistake?
Tween.
What?
Bonk.
Yeah, Tween. Oh yeah, he's far behind, so Tween is already out of it. Had only 4 points, he already lost them on the previous lap, of course, but very, very unlucky for him. He had definitely good pace. Other than that, the field is very close together still. But yeah, very slight speed slides, and this will gain you a lot of speed. And then on tarmac, you have also a very good steering angle. The car is steering very sharp and backwards. And yeah, the players will use it. We can see it now. The jump is straight up. You land backwards, then you speed slide onto the grass. Down the grass, you gather speed with that. And here the car is steering so much, and on the ice, the drivers are turning around again into forward skier. And this is the first lap. Gwen is leading, and he has a good step today.
Yeah, I was not wrong with that. My gut feeling was right. Gwen is having a good step thus far. He's 0.2 ahead here, ahead of a Pack. And then there's also Scrappy, who I didn't really see too much from in this whole step, currently on P5. And then Carl Jr. and Massa currently are battling with the rest of the Pack for the top 8. So they could still lose it here. But, I mean, still 43 and 57 points. Those points are in particular important for Massa and also for Pack, if of course Carl Jr. would lose his points to gain the position in the league ranking. Currently he's 22 points behind. And yeah, let's go into this identity for the second time here, as Gwen has a huge lead here. So Gwen with a very good step, not gonna lie, a very good step for Gwen, not making a lot of mistakes. So really cool to see that from the Game World player, that he's pushing it here. Papu and Pack are battling out for P2. Can come a bit closer. This camera is a little bit weird because, yeah, it gets disrupted by the scenery. But yeah, Gwen versus Pack here for P1. And then we can see Massa 0.8 away from safe.
Yeah, I also wanted to say we have less points than the other weeks, but we have similar people in the top 3 with Pack and Carl Jr., but this time also with Massa. He's doing a very good step, always in the top 8, but now he's finding himself together with Ryulu in the danger. But he's still close, so it's not over for Massa. But he has to deliver now, he has to catch up. The 8th place is over 6/10 in front of him, but there are many positions in between on the way to 8th place. And we are already in the 3rd lap. So going up to Pack, he's now attacking Gwen. Oh, Pack very far outside. Gwen has less speed, definitely. Oh, Pack, did he jump there a bit?
Yeah.
So that cost him a bit of time, and we see that Spam is catching up here and is moving up to point 2 with a very good identity and with the best lap.
Wow, sick round there from Spam, and it's really back and forth between the players here. I mean, positions are kind of changing, and you can also see not that many gap, or not that a huge gap between the top 5 here. 0.7 between 1st and 5th, and then there's 0.7 between 5th and 6th, and then there's already Carl Jr., Aurel, and also Massa. Oh no, Massa is completely down. Massa will lose probably 57 points, and this is unfortunate stuff for him, and also Carl Jr. now on that 9th position, so will he lose his points for the 2nd time. Muda is also not safe, so we see 40 plus points on the red twice here. That is not good, and I mean, this could be a good step for Pack with that, and also for Gwen and all the other people, but it's so messy here. Let's go into the identity for the 4th time, as Carl Jr. is just coming close towards Muda, actually overtook him here, and with that Muda drops down to P9, but only 600s away. Great turnaround from both of them, and yeah, it's getting interesting, more and more interesting here, but especially the battle here for that 2nd position or for that 8th position, Marius.
Yeah, I wanna point out one player here, Afi. He is like doing the 2-map strategy, maybe not on purpose, but so far he has always kept his points, especially on map 6, and this is why he is actually looking good in the league ranking. He never really gets good points overall, not many points, but he always gets something out of it. And again, we have here the last map, and he is in the top 8 currently. It's not clear he's close on 7th place. Carl Jr. now also went into the top 8, but yeah, Afi again in the top 8. It's very interesting that he's able to pull that off every week.
True.
So in the lead, we still have Gwen. He has a good lead now over Spam and Pack, who are battling here for the 2nd place. Papu only with 1 single point. Also needs some good points, needs a good last lap, but it will not really help him too much.
Oh, Pack! Where?
Oh, he was back, but what happened there?
Oh,
he went
no!
into the multi-lap, but he has to respawn, and he will lose all his points. And this is a bummer, because he will definitely not catch up to Carl Jr. here in the league ranking with that.
Well, maybe he forgot to turn around or something, but yeah,
maybe
now...
he is lucky, because he's on 9th. It only needs 1 mistake.
Yeah, only 1 mistake. Yeah, true that, but Pack is 2.3 seconds behind here, and with that we see a lot of point losses here. Minus 59, minus 57, minus 38, and with that Gwen would actually win this step here. And yeah, I mean, you were talking about Afi, but let's focus here on Pack. He needs to rely on a mistake from a player. Maybe he thought that this is the last lap or something, I have no idea, but Pack is down to P9 here, but he sees Aurel there. He needs to hope here, but this will be a bummer for Pack here indeed. And yeah, 2 seconds away, it's safe to say that he needs to rely on a mistake. It is Gwen winning it here, ahead of Spam, Kappa, Carl Jr., Afi, Papu, Scrappy, Aurel, and then Pack is losing his points. 59 points down the toilet, and yeah, only goes home with 5 points here. So thus how fast it can go. And also Massa minus 57, Bren minus 24, Muda minus 38. So many points have been lost here, and Gwen wins the step here. Gwen wins the step. Sick.
Incredible that Bren is losing his points again. Like, Bren is the opposite to Afi. Afi is always keeping his points. Bren is always losing his points. At least almost always. Like, it's really unfortunate for Bren as well, but also Viulu, Massa. So many people that got a really good step today are now here with empty hands. And yeah, Gwen is back now. And this is a very good step for Gwen to catch up into the top 8, to actually make it into the top 8. 160 is now.
Yeah, I mean, I predicted that Gwen is winning it today. I was right, but I was not thinking that Pack will lose his points twice. And I mean, he did such a good performance. And yeah, also Afi with that. I mean, he didn't lose a lot of points, but Afi is 4th in the ranking. His strategy is working out. Aurel, Spam, Kappa, Scrappy, Papu. So Papu again getting some points. Scrappy also getting 11 points, but they are not happy with that. Look at the gaps already. I mean, it's 15 points between 9th and 8th. And also Massa, Pack, and also Muda, and also Riolo. They are the biggest losers of those steps. It's unbelievable. So many mistakes have happened here, and definitely a step to not remember for Peck.
Aurel is also some driver that you don't really see in the races, but he has 111 points somehow. So he's also someone who is actually able to keep his points when it matters. And yeah, him and Afi. If we had
Yo.
Hi. Yeah.
Yo, Peg, what went wrong there? Why were you backwards?
I don't know why my car didn't turn around.
Wait,
I
really?
literally have no idea. I don't know why it didn't turn around.
Oh my god.
I didn't even. It wasn't even a thought. I didn't think. Oh yeah, I'm in lap 6. The car just didn't turn around. I have no idea why. I did the same thing every lap. So, whatever.
That's
whatever.
Well,
it was an easy 2nd place. That's
yeah.
the annoying thing. And I was cruising. I wasn't even like pushing or anything. It was just simple stuff. And the car didn't turn around. I should have just respawned straight away. I don't know what I was even trying to do. But yeah, it's just my dumb mistake for not respawning early enough.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
frustrating.
Yeah, I didn't spectate you in that moment because also the camera is pretty bad for the identity because it's blocked with the scenery. You can hardly see it. And I was wondering, you were just backwards there on the track, but I mean, when it just didn't steer, then we have maybe figured it out now. But yeah, a lot of points have been lost, and again, you were one of the persons who lost so many points again. And yeah, I mean, you're still in 2nd. You could have come closer towards Carl Jr., who was holding his points again. And yeah, well, it's unfortunate, man. It's so unfortunate to see that, but yeah, weird.
Yeah, it's dumb. Whatever. Cool.
What were you actually thinking after 2 laps on the 5th map? Were you actually believing that you could win this still?
Yeah. I thought I could just. I'll try and. I knew I could get back to top 8. That was for sure. I never thought I was gonna win. Never thought I was gonna win. So that was kind of funny. But then, map 6, I was cruising. I was just cruising. Map 3, I was taking it as a joke. I thought I'd try and do the thing every lap, but that didn't go. That didn't go to plan. So yeah, no, map 6 is why so frustrating. So frustrating.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can understand it. I mean, so many people have actually lost their points. Massa lost 57, Muda lost 40 plus points, and with that, I mean, Gwen got an insane step, and he's up into the top 8, which is just one good step. And that's what Massa and also Muda. I mean, Muda would have been safe probably. They could have done that. And yeah, I mean, this just shows the controversy of the point system yet again, right? I mean,
yeah.
Not sure what to think about that. But on the bright side, you got 300 euro today. So that's also good. You got 4 fastest laps in a row. That was absolutely crazy, man. And yeah, I mean, still a good step for you concerning money, of course. But
yeah. It's just shit with not keeping points. Like that was just annoying that it was such an easy situation.
Yeah.
Literally such an easy situation, and the car decided to not turn around. I just don't even know why. I really don't know.
Have you saved the replay or something? Because it was hard to really see what happens in that camera.
No, I most likely I started turning too early. If you turn before the, actually no, I have no idea why the car doesn't turn around sometimes.
Well, yeah, I have no idea about that as well, because it's a mechanic that I certainly did not use in Trackmania that often, like turning around on ice. I have no idea, but it was just frustrating to see that. I mean, anyways, it was a good step. You had a very good performance, especially on map 1. That was absolutely phenomenal. And
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won that map now 3 times in a row. All time that it appeared. Which is, I think, a great achievement.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, what can we say?
Man.
It's a step to forget, actually, as well as step 1. So, well, things like that can happen. I mean, you're still in second. You could have gotten first or closer to Carl Jr., but whatever, you know. Aurel would have lost his points if you didn't make a mistake. But yeah, I mean, it was a good performance, man. It was a good performance.
Yeah, it was alright.
Can you actually practice for step 5 and 6 or?
Yeah, no, I can spend. I mean, I spent not as much time this week, so I can do the same next week. Like it's fine. I do an hour Wednesday, hour Thursday, hour Friday, hour Saturday.
Oh, okay.
2 hours today. That's all I do. I don't do much. I don't go crazy.
That's impressive though for that practice. Doing like.
Well, yeah, I watch the streams in the day, so like I learn from watching other people and then just doing my own thing.
That's sick though. I mean,
might it be that more and more people are actually doing the training offline and not streaming it on the track?
Yeah, I train with Carl, Spam, and Brent. Mainly Spam and Carl. So we sort of find things here and there. What did it look like on map 5? How was it? What was it looking like?
Dude, I don't know. So many people made mistakes there. I mean, your ice line over the bobsleigh, that was absolutely incredible. That line, it was so much faster, and with that you came so much closer to the rest of the pack. I mean, you made some small mistakes there, especially before.
God, some of the dumbest mistakes I've ever seen.
2 mistakes before the identity, yeah. But I mean, you kind of saved it with that on that first, and I mean, your comeback was just very, very crazy. I just have to say that, but also was thanks to other people's mistakes, especially Brent, sorry. And then also Riolo had also the chance of making it to the top 8, but Muda snipes it then and now loses his points. So it's a roller coaster for every player, but I think your line is the fastest overall on that one.
Yeah, I think so too. Gwen's looks. I don't know what Gwen did, but he was quite quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sniped the fastest lap.
True.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you lost 59 points.
Yeah. So easy. That was going to be 73. Piece of cake. Like, piece of cake.
Yeah.
Whatever the card didn't turn around. I have no idea why. I'd love to be able to someone explain that to me, why it didn't turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying when you have the feeling you did nothing wrong. Like I had also the feeling on map 5 that the bumps maybe are a little bit random and that maybe someone fell back because of unluck.
Yeah,
they are random a little bit, but like you can't even gear control that well because your speed is just below a gear. If you gear up, you can't release, and then when you land on the next one, you're too slow. If you keep the lower gear, you can release, but if you get the next landing too good, you get a random bump sometimes.
Wow.
So like it's so temperamental. If you gear up just before the jump and then release in the air, you can't make it. If you gear up just before the jump and then full speed it, the landing again is too slow unless you land perfectly. Like there's too many things on that one.
So what do you do?
It's pure. I mean, it's pure chance. You keep the lower gear, get a lucky bounce from. Well, not lucky, but it's not precise. But if you get your trained kind of angle on the bump before the jump, which goes over the booster, then you can sort of time it nicely. But it's hard to keep the speed there. It's really not the nicest identity.
Now, I also dislike it by the fact that the bumps look random, and yeah, I mean, it went in your favor, of course, because Bren made 2 mistakes there, and you won eventually, but I mean, you could just see it there, how random it is, and yeah, it's a coin flip, and yeah, I'm not really sure what to think about that. No idea. But yeah, anyways, I mean, it was a good step, and I hope that you can continue where you stopped on in step 5, and also with the fact that now the maps are out, which suited you the best. I mean, maps 1 and 2 are now replaced by other maps. I mean, those were certainly your best Trackmania Grand League maps, from my opinion, of course.
Well, they were I loved them. But I can do well on the next ones. Like I can, if I don't crash on map 5, I'll have an easier route, easier way. Map 6, if the car allows me to turn around, that will be great. And then maps 1 and 2, I think I can win map 1 again. To the peak, I'm not gonna go crazy next time. I'm just gonna save it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, you sniped fastest lap. That was some sort of, it was okay.
That was a small victory.
But you got only 1 point, so it was bad. And I mean, I've seen you struggling. You went for the risk again, and then you're like, okay, I go for the same, and then you failed again. I was like, oh no, Peg, what are you doing? But
Yeah,
then
no,
everything
that
fell
one
apart.
I just lost the pot kind of on that one because it didn't get it on lap 1. It was kind of always going downhill from that point onwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still can't believe that on the last map. Like it, such an easy points, man. So easy. Just to chill. I could have been really relaxed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now I can't. So annoying.
Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. I mean, last time you hit two trees and survived. Now your car didn't steer. Of course, you cannot compare that, but I mean, still you are in the playoffs, I would say. There will not happen much, but you could have come closer to Carl Jr. and yeah, you can relax a little bit. So that's why you also cruised, you know? You cruised on that last map because you can just play calm, you know?
Yeah. It's just annoying. It just looks bad.
Yeah. True
I don't
that.
like that.
Okay, I mean, well, Riolu now down to P14. Papu down to P13. Evon 15. Link 16. What do you think about that, actually? Do you think that they can still make it? Like, the players in the bottom 8? I mean, Massa losing a lot of points. Bren, again, losing his points. Then Scrappy getting some points out of that. But now with, like, Gwen jumping into the top 6, do you think that the players can make that as well? Or do you think that they don't have the pace?
I think they can. It's going to be difficult now that Gwen seems to have found some sort of consistency on a track. So I think it's going to be a lot harder. It's a shame for Bren and Massa again.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that Bren might be the guy that scored the third most points overall if there would not be any point loss. But he lost so many points already during the several steps.
Yeah.
Very unlucky for him.
And then there's the opposite, Afi.
Afi's lost barely any.
He's
crazy.
Yeah, he didn't lose his points on map 5 at all on this whole season. And he's at 95 points and didn't score a lot of points. That's... Afi just figured out the system, probably.
Orel's done the same. Orel's
Yeah.
not lost his points on 5 and 6 at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's the system again, you know, and yeah, it's creating a lot of controversy. And this time it seems like that the top 8 will not be the top 8 that is displayed by this point system. I think it won't be the case, and it's so unlucky for Bren again. Of course, they have this new change now with the bottom 8 there, that still 2 people can qualify to the playoffs, but I think that, yeah, it doesn't really feel deserved then.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, and there's also prize money involved, you know, for the placements in the actual step ranking. So, well, what can I say about the system, man?
Hey, there's a new one coming.
You think?
Apart from that bit. What do you mean, do you think? Did you not see the tweets?
Yeah, but is that a new system? Well, what tweet do you mean?
The Trackmania Grand League announcing changes for next season.
Ah, did they like? Well, did they announce it with that actually? That there will be a new.
What? The fact that there's no point loss. Yeah, that's in the tweet.
Okay. Oh, never mind. Then I didn't see that. I had a busy week. But yeah, I mean, that's good then. I have to read that then.
Yeah, there's some cool news.
I can hear the irony of that.
There's so much irony at the moment in my tone. Still can't believe I lost my points.
Well, it was deserved, right? Your car didn't turn around. That's why you lose points. That's how easy
Well,
it is.
yeah, I mean, but I'm turning. I'm holding the left to turn around. Like, my car should turn. I should have respawned. It's such a nightmare. I don't know why I didn't. My reflex there was just not with it.
Yeah, but same that Riolu had on map 6 last step. He also didn't respawn, and then he lost by half a second and lost his points. So yeah, sometimes you cannot realize what happens actually. But yeah, I just hope that next step goes better. And yeah, with that, I will just say good performance still. You got 300
Cheers,
euro out
buddy.
of it. And yeah, I will catch you next time, man.
Yeah, see you guys.
See ya.
Okay, Mario, so there was a little bit of a interview with Pack. And yeah, what is your opinion about this step, actually?
Yeah, this step was a mess. So many back and forths, and definitely many drivers that were doing very well in the beginning. They didn't get anything out of it, and it's yeah, not nice to see. Definitely not nice to see. I really cheered for Riolu today.
Same.
And I'm pretty sure he's disappointed now how that went. But I mean, in the end, he was not in the top 8 on both last maps.
Yeah.
So it was not just one map that cost him everything. But yeah, when you look at the bottom 8 places in the league ranking, I mean, Link and Evon are definitely not fast enough overall. They are definitely a bit slower. But all the others, Riolu, Papu, Kappa, who had the disconnect on map 5 last week, without the disconnect, he would have had a very good step. Yeah. Then Bren, Massa, not sure Scrappy did not really lose that many points, I think, but the others, yeah, they all could have been safely in the top 8 if they just kept his points. And yeah, then now, like some guy like Morta is still not safe, even though he had so many good steps, but also he lost a lot of points. It's very weird. I don't know. And yeah, one thing, last week we had Peck with his 104 score, as you saw in this quiz beforehand. I also found it out during the week that there was actually Papu also having 104 points already once. I was already thinking last week that this is not new, this number 104. We had that already. I was also thinking of Papu. I just didn't know when. But yeah, actually Peck equaled a record there. Papu also was once that dominant.
Yeah, but
I mean now the level is different. This is a bigger achievement to get 104 points now against these drivers, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Papu, actually, he's down to P13 and also had a good step. I mean, he's at 33 points. He can still make the jump to the top 9. But, I mean, there's a 15 points gap between Tween and Massa. And Massa had such a good step. He was leading. He was winning this step. And now he is actually at 45 points. He could have doubled his points, you know?
Yeah, but it's not a big gap, to be honest. I think last season, the 8th place was at this point already much further ahead, already close to 100. And there was a bigger gap to the guys below. And now it's basically even Papu or Riolu. I mean, 35 points is not a lot, and he would already get Tween's points. You can achieve that with one step. Every one of them can that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, enough talking. I think we have to like comprehend what is happening, and yeah, I will just see you guys next week on this channel again, M&M Gaming UK. Thanks all for watching. Thanks Marius for duocasting. Also thank you Pack for the interview, and thank you everyone for watching. And I will just call it a day. And goodbye.
Yo, goodbye.